And you have it titled Reliable. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fort Valley State University. At this time, we will have the entrance of our student leaders, our Student Government Association, followed by our Royal Court. And our Blue Coat ambassadors. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our presidential platform party, escorted by Dean Berlethia J. Pitts. Followed by our faculty and staff, led by Dr. Mark Lattimore. And now, please welcome our new class of 2025, led by Mrs. LaWanna Williams, Interim Associate Vice President for Student Engagement and Campus Life.
To Dr. Jones, to Dr. Jones, honorable authorities, the Dream Team administration, the Royal Court, and to all students, faculty, and staff of our beloved Fort Valley State University, good evening. It gives me great joy to stand before you as your Student Government Association President. I am Garen M. Walker, a senior history major from the small but prosperous city of Monroe, Georgia, and I will be serving as your Master of Ceremonies for this evening. At this time, we will have the presentation of colors. Please stand. You may now be seated. We will now be favored with a welcome by Mr. Lazar Hunter, class of 22, and Miss Janai Dortilis, class of 22, our 14th Mr. and 84th Miss Fort Valley State University. Give them a hand as they come.
Good evening, Wildcats. Good evening. What a great day it is for us to be under one roof back here in Fort Valley. I am Lazar Hunter, a senior animal science major hailing from Perry, Georgia, and she is
Janai Dortilis, a senior marketing major from the city of Atlanta, Georgia, and we are
your 14th Mr.
and 84th Miss Fort Valley State University.
We welcome you all to our freshman induction ceremony
for the class of 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you all for that warm welcome. We will now be favored with a musical selection. And as I selected the piece for this evening, my mind went to getting rid of things of the old and worrying about the things of the new. So to the incoming class, the class of 2025, as I have encouraged you all week to grow and excel and be the very best you that you can be, leave the tears of yesterday in yesterday. Don't know how I can take, but see, I've decided that I cry my last tear yesterday. Either I'm going to trust him, don't make it better, y'all. Don't make it better, no way. See, I've decided I cry my tears yesterday. Oh, yesterday. I've decided to put my trust in you. Oh, yesterday, yeah, I realized that he would bring me through. For my Oh, yesterday. Yesterday. I've decided to put my trust in you. Oh, Class of 2025, cry your last tear and leave it in yesterday. We will now be favored with the introduction of speaker by Dr. Maria A. Lumpkin, who serves as the interim VP for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management. And then we will hear from our keynote speaker, none other than Mrs. Patricia Russell McLeod. Give Dr. Lumpkin a hand as she comes.
I cried my last tears yesterday. Amen. And we're going to get through the financial aid line on Monday for those of you all who haven't closed that gap. President and Mrs. Jones, Provost Fontenot, members of the University Cabinet, student marshals, Dr. Romelda Simmons, Ms. Luana Williams, mace bearer Dr. Pitts, SGA President and fabulous singer, Mr. Garen Walker, FVSU alumni, and to our celebrants, the class of 2025, good evening. When we were curating the culminating experience of our new student orientation, some of the words that described the atmosphere that we wanted to achieve were inspiring, scholarly, motivating, stirring, moving, and arousing. And this evening, as you engage in this visual speaking experience, our speaker, Dr. Patricia Russell McLeod, is assuredly going to amplify these words. Since you all are Zennials and digital natives, I'm sure that in anticipation of this ceremony, you have already Googled our convocation speaker for the evening. But I want to share just a few things that you may not have been able to read about her. Each year, Dr. Russell McLeod speaks to more than 100,000 people in private and public organizations in the United States and internationally. She encourages her listeners to surmount every obstacle that stands between them and the possible. Her biography, growing up in Indianapolis, Indiana, and being a double HBCU graduate, earning a baccalaureate degree from Kentucky State and a Juris Doctorate from the Mecca, Howard University, has led her to some very high places, including the Federal Communications Commission. But what I want you to know about her more intimately is that she is an advocate for our nation's historically black colleges and university, and has lived a life of service, preparing executive leaders of HBCUs and engaging thousands of students of HBCUs through grafting messages that are both reflective for the budding scholar and inspiring for the possibility thinker. Dr. Russell McLeod has received many honors, too many to name, including being presented more than 300 keys to American cities. She has served as the 11th national president of the Links Incorporated and the national parliamentarian to the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. She has been named as one of the top 5 business motivators in the country by Black Enterprise magazine and identified as one of the top 10 speakers in all of America. She was also featured in Essence magazine and in Ebony magazine as one of the most influential people in the United States. But today, as she comes before you to crystallize a lasting message, she is here to be the voice that I hope will resonate and call you to reflection as you learn, lead, and grow on this educational journey that will lead you to the commencement stage on May 14th, 2025. Without further ado, will you join me in welcoming to the stage our gift to you, this year's induction ceremony speaker. Welcome to the Wildcat Nation, Dr. Patricia Russell McLeod.
Fort Valley State University Freshman Induction Ceremony. Graduating class of 2025. Congratulations. You made it. You made the choice to meet the challenge, and some thought the dream was impossible. Some thought it could not be done, but you stilled their voices. You stopped the naysayers and the spectators and the perpetrators and the distractors, because now you made it to prepare for your place on the global stage. You are those who took no as a vitamin pill. Pride said it's impossible. Experience said it's risky. Reason said it's pointless. But your heart said something within, I'm going to try it, and you made it. So give yourselves a hand. Education is a passport, so you've moved beyond the status quo. You've come outside of your comfort zone. So hear the words 2025 of William Arthur Ward: do more than belong, participate, do more than care, help somebody, do more than believe, practice, do more than be fair, be kind. Do more than forgive, forget, and do more than dream, work. Because leading and learning are inextricably tied one to the other. Leadership is an action word. It is not a position. It's not a category or a classification. It is not a status. It is action. So today we're going to start now, because catch-up is a hard game to play. So class of 2025, if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if gladly you'll sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it, if you'll simply go after that thing that you want, if dogged and grim you will besiege and beset it, surely you will get it. Go for it, because Wildcats, this is your class. of 2025. Start now, because catch-up is a hard game to play. Good afternoon. To our presiding officer, the very capable Garion Walker, our dynamic president of Student Government Association, to our esteemed president, Dr. Paul A. Jones, who makes us very proud of this historic and legendary university, one that is dedicated to the mission and the mantra to empower the possible. To the interim provost and vice president, Dr. Olufunke Fontenay, distinguished boards of regents, and capable, competent, and prepared administrators, faculty, and staff, to the very dedicated and student-centered, future-focused Dr. Maria A. Lumpkin, our interim Vice President for Student Affairs and Enrollment Management, to Mr. and Miss Fort Valley State University, and to her and his courts, to the members of the platform, students all of Fort Valley State University who have a standard of excellence without excuse. Not what could have been and should have been and might have been, but was not, but excellence without excuse. You are those who are in a ready, set, go posture to exceed and excel. So to all of alumni of Fort Valley State University, family, friends, supporters, public and private sector, Wildcats all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to speak with you today, because know this, it has been rightly said there are two most important days in your life. The day that you were born and the day you find out why. Success costs more than many are willing to pay. And as you go forward, you will learn that the price is high. So whether you're striving for Dean's List or magna cum laude or summa cum laude or cum laude or oh lordy lord, start now, because catch-up is a hard game to play. I'm a lawyer, and lawyers deal with facts, and facts will tell you what happened and when it happened and how it happened and who it happened to. Class, Monday is coming. Monday is coming, so you have to begin with the end in mind. Monday's coming, and then we'll look at the evidence, which will buttress our facts, which will in turn make or break our case. Students, you have to stay woke. What? Stay woke. Because nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. And when you wake up, even the dream is gone. And finally, class, you are the cadre of the competent. Yours is to move from success to significance. The best thought requires an action. So leadership matters. This is your immersion to listen and learn and act, because leadership requires that you elevate your thinking. Succeeding is tough, and there is no shortcut. There are detours and muddy roads ahead. So you have to make up your mind that you're going to go the extra mile. Yours is to go to the class and find out the lesson, not to lessen the meaning of the assignment, because a C will not see you through. Frederick Douglass told us that in life, you may not get everything you work for, but you're going to work for everything you get. Hello? Nobody ever gave their best and regretted it. So excellence can be attained if you care more than others think is best. The cost of complacency and procrastination will catch up with you because you can't teach what you don't know. And you can't lead where you don't go. So poor leaders are held hostage by attitudes and behaviors that major in the minor, preferences and prejudices and turf wars, concentrating on the title and not the task. There are those who are mesmerized by the photo op and by the dress up for the picture. But may I suggest to you that everybody else's business is not your business, so handle your business. Be the person who stands steady and steadfast through it all, because now we need courageous thinkers and doers. We need those who are decent enough to share and have character enough to care and concerned to be compassionate so that you can frame your destiny. The right thing to do is usually the hard thing to do. They're usually one and the same. So I can't give you the formula for success, but I can tell you the formula for failure. Try to please everybody, and that's everybody. For Valley State Wildcats, you are here to major in biology and mathematics and engineering technology, family and consumer sciences and history and political science, computer and information sciences, because this time it's a battle for the human mind. It's computers at home and in the office. You can shop while you view it. You can save the gas while you renew it. You can punch a program for your preference. You're here for criminal justice and psychology and veterinarian technology, food service and agricultural productivity, and environmental sustainability. Somebody said you couldn't make it, but yet you're here to be that physician, to be that nurse, to be the educator, to be the attorney, to quest for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And so, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. Someone has decided that you can't. Well, I came to Valley tonight to say, everybody does not need to be in your posse. Everybody does not deserve a front row seat in your life. Remember, Christmas addicts fell so that Rosa Parks could sit down. And Rosa Parks sat down so that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. could march. And Dr. Martin Luther King marched so that President Barack Obama could run. And Obama ran so that you can fly. So that you can fly. So stay woke. Move from the premise that everybody is somebody. Everybody is somebody. Othering is the opposite of belonging. It's the attitude of us against them. It's deciding that because somebody is different, you can look at them differently. That you don't want to be their friend or a part of their social group. It can be based upon age or disability or ethnicity or nationality, race or gender or identity of sex, language or occupation. No longer is it parlez-vous français or espagnol. It is race ipsa loquitur. The thing speaks for itself. Othering. It can be occupation or affiliation, religion or sexual orientation. It can be skin color or socioeconomic status, culture or entitlement or generalized belief. It says that you don't have the inclination to give them dignity and respect. Remember, everybody is somebody. I'm reminded of the congressman. He was out at the restaurant and he was being waited on, and the waitress brought all of the food, and he said, "Just a moment, please. I am in need of butter." And 5 minutes passed, and then 10 more, and then 12 minutes passed, and then the congressman said, need the butter. And then she said, sir, I'll be right there. 5 more minutes passed. He said, ma'am, you do not seem to know who I am. She said, oh, sir, I'm so sorry. Who are you? He said, I'm a congressman of the United States of America. I have plaques and awards. I am a famed person for all of the legislation that I have promulgated for my state. You do not seem to know who I am. And she said, oh, sir, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. But you do not seem to know who I am. And the congressman said, well, who could you possibly be? Who are you? She said, I am the waitress with the butter. On the road to success, class, sometimes you will run, and sometimes you will walk, and sometimes, class, you may fall. But if you fall, try to fall on your back. Because if you fall on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. And if you can get up, you can go forth. Because you have the responsibility to turn stumbling blocks into stepping stones and obstacles into opportunities. You've got to turn barriers into benchmarks. And even when you believe you've reached the end of your rope, you have to tie a knot and hold on. It's more than knowing the lyrics to the song. It's more than knowing the artist for the lyrics. It's more than being able to enunciate the words of Beyonce and Jay-Z and Eminem and Rick Ross and 2 Chainz and Schoolboy Q. It's more than knowing what Drake last wrote or what Common said or what 50 cents may not be worth a nickel. Big Sean and Sadiq and Nayo. Life is knowing the games that people play. And once you learn to play the game, somebody is going to move all the bases. Stay woke, because we've just gone through dual pandemics, a global health pandemic, and a social systemic justice pandemic. Protests around America, the treatment of black and brown. Healthcare needs an overhaul, and America has forgotten the message and the meaning of being the land of the free and the home of the brave. The examples are many. An enrolled student napping while black at Yale University, and security asked her, what are you doing here? Driving your car while black and tasered, barbecuing in the park while black, and they called the police. You're getting ready for your education in the 4th wave. Readiness, industrial revolution, and mechanization, and robots, and virtual reality, artificial intelligence, and metadata. And yours is to be like a postage stamp. You've got to stick to something till you reach your destination. Stay woke. 50 years. And we're still engaged in a war on poverty. The haves have more, and the have-nots have not at all. The must-haves are relegated to the maybes, and since the maybes are not the will-bes, the would-have been simply won't be. Know what you know. Admit what you don't. And remember, you learn the most when you think you know it all. Integrity has a value proposition. So Georgia is on my mind. Over 40 states as well, because they're determined not to stop voter fraud, but to stop qualified voters from voting. Stay woke. No food or water in the voting lines while you wait to vote. Limits on early voting. And voting locations purposefully being limited. Times are changed so that it can be inconvenient for you to vote. No more souls to the polls, because guess who is the soul going to the poll on a Sunday? Wildcats, you're next in line. Let there be no deafening silence. Silence speaks louder than words. We need your engagement for a resolution. Living while black. I want you to see that abbreviated list. George Floyd said, I can't breathe. Andrew Brown in Elizabeth City. Eric Garner said in New York, I can't breathe. Breonna Taylor killed in her own bed. Children, Trayvon Martin, a hoodie, walking home in Florida, and Tamir Rice playing with the play gun on the playground in Cleveland. Michael Brown in Ferguson, all gone too soon. Class of 2025, stay woke, because we need an attitude check. We need an attitude check, so it's more than intellectual capacity. It is to have that chutzpah and guts and mother wit and common sense. It is to know that if you give a numeric value to A to Z, that even if you spelled out the word hard work and gave a numeric value to each letter, hard work would only come up to 98%. So it's your attitude that comes up to 100%. So how many of you this week at Valley have had a great attitude? Raise your hand if you think you've had a great attitude. Raise it higher if you think it could have been better. If it could have been better. Once you got the feel and flavor of the day. I want you to give me the letters of the alphabet, because why is that? Why? Because a good attitude will take you from where you are to where you need to be. A good attitude when you let people know where you're trying to go. All of these students were telling me when they were freshmen themselves, now they're getting ready. They have aspirational desires to be what? President of universities and lawyers in the courtroom and scientists and inventors. So a good attitude will move you all the way from duh to ah. A bad attitude will get you nowhere because it's toxic. It'll eat at you. Good attitude. So when I do like this, I want you to know, I want you to cancel the pity party. Cancel the pity party. 85% of the people don't care what you're going through, and the other 15% are glad it's not them. So when I do like this, class, you give me the letter of the alphabet. We're going A to Z. I want you to have energy. I want you to be a wildcat. I want you to show me that you are the class of 2025. Let's go. A is for your attitude, and that's going to determine your altitude, how high you're going to fly in this life. B is for brain power, and that's the best demonstration of who you are. C is for your courage to be strong in a time in which you may have neither the motivation nor the inclination to be inspired. D is for dedication to causes that are just, and E is for the effort that you have to put forth every day to be a superstar just to be considered average. F is for freedom that is not free. What? G is for the genius in each one of you. H is for heritage, rich and pure. I is for the intuition to look beyond the obvious, because women are really blessed with that extra sixth sense. Women are intuitive. You ask any woman in here, how do you know how to do that? And she's going to tell you, I don't know how I know how to do that, but I know that I know how to do that. How do you know? I don't know. Men understand team play. Men can debate at 10 o'clock. They can argue at 11 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, those same two men are having lunch together. Women, it takes a little longer. J is for justice and the fact that you must fight every day to keep it colorblind. K is for know-how, to create and implement a master plan for our future. L is for life, and it is true. You only go around one time, and this is not a practice run. M is for meditation. Take time to get to know who you are. N is for now. For now is the hour. O is for the opportunity to make a difference. P is for the promise that you hold for generations yet unborn. Q is for the questions that you must always be willing to ask. R is for the roots, for as a twig is bent, so shall it grow. S is for survival, and it really will be the survival of the fittest. T is for the truth that you must be willing to tell. U is for the unity that we must achieve. V is for the vision. Never lose sight of the top of the mountain. W is for the willpower to rise to the top of the crop. X is for X-ray. Hold people, persons, and things up to the light. Y is for you and your contribution. And Z is for the zodiac and your place in the sun. Class, those things which make you exceptional, and you really are exceptional, may also make you lonely. But yours is not to follow the crowd. Yours is to lead the parade. Be best in class. Be the one whose voice and vote is heard and counted. Be the one who has qualitatively measurable leadership and learning in decision making and problem solving. Maximize who you are. So if you don't remember my name, remember Induction. Remember that in life, you can strike out or you can hit a home run. But you have to be in the game to play the game.
That's right.
So as we go out from this place, it's not long from now. So don't be indifferent. Be the one who says, this is your moment. This is your time. For the last 10 years, I've worked with my husband in the motherland. He's a bishop of the AME Church, and we've been doing work in Africa, across the fabric of Africa. So I told the students in Africa, I'm going to the Wildcats. What do you want me to tell the students at Valley? And they said, tell them that we are just poor. We are not stupid. Tell them that we thirst for education. Tell them that start now. Because catch up is a very hard game to play. So go out and know that yours is to move from success to significance. Robert Fulcrum put it this way. He said, there were things I learned in kindergarten. Share everything. Play fair. Don't hit people. Put things back where you found them. Clean up your own mess. Say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Don't take things that aren't yours, and wash your hands after you eat. Flush. Warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. Live a balanced life. Eat some, and drink some, and play some, and work some every day, and take a nap in the afternoon. When you go out in traffic, hold hands. And remember that word you learned first. When you were learning from Dick and Jane, they wanted you to look at the time. It's later than it's ever been. It's later than it's ever been. Monday is coming. Stay woke. Move from success to significance, because life for me ain't been no crystal stair.
Right.
I didn't wake up a lawyer. People in my neighborhood didn't get out. They were blue collar. I'm first generation college. So I want you to be somebody. When I got ready to go to school, my whole neighborhood lined up. They said, Patty, be somebody. I said, be what? They said, be somebody. Langston said, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It's had tacks in it and splinters and boards torn up, and sometime I've been going in the dark where there ain't been no light. So don't you sit down on those steps because you find it's kind of hard. I'm going on, honey. I'm still climbing and climbing, and life for me ain't been no crystal stair. You'll get finances worked out on Monday. It's going to be better come Monday. So don't tell me that you're poor, because I was so poor there was no R on the word I was poor. There's an urgency. Start now. Start now. Catch up is a hard game to play. In life, you only have a minute. There are only 60 seconds in it. It's forced upon you. You can't refuse it. You did not seek it. You did not choose it. But it's up to you to use it. You must suffer if you lose it. Give account if you abuse it. It's just a tiny little minute. But your whole future is in it. Start now. Catch up is a hard game to play.
Please remain standing to receive the 10th President of Fort Valley State University to present the charge and oath. Dr. Paul Jones, 10th President of Fort Valley State University.
Well, good evening, Wildcats. You may be seated. Students, you'll be standing again shortly. But Dr. Patricia Russell McLeod, wow. I have 4 or 5 pages of notes. I don't need to say anything, but get right to the charge. But students, I will say this. You really don't know how blessed you are. But I hope you, and I know you did because I was watching you as I was sitting here, I hope you were soaking this all in. And that message of catch up is a hard game to play is so true. And Monday is coming. And I hope that each one of you are so excited to begin this important journey. And as I said, I sat up here looking at each of you and trying to determine how much you were paying attention and if in fact you were getting it. And I have to tell you, as your president, I'm so proud of each of you because you were truly tuned in. And you're ready to see 2025. But there's so much to be done between now and then. And this is the day that we are so hopeful that you will make that decision to move forward in life in an extraordinary way. Today's that day. And you will have many challenges along the way, and as Dr. Lumpkin said, whether it's finances, it may be so many different things. But don't cry about yesterday. Tomorrow's a new day, and just know this family of Wildcats are here to help you navigate. We are so excited for each and every one of you as you take this next step towards greatness. So I'm going to begin with the charge. As I said, I just skipped past those other pages. I was trying to remember what was even on those pages. But let's begin this charge, and I charge you with so many things today, but I'm going to ask each of you to please stand, our students at least, our Wildcats to please stand. And you're going to raise your right hand as I give you the new Wildcat oath. Will you, as new Wildcats, solemnly promise to devote yourself to uncompromising thoroughness in the pursuit of academic excellence and to commit yourself to sacrifice convenience in the name of campus leadership and service to your community, now and forever, as you assume your destiny as a leader? If you do so promise, then signify by stating, I will. And if your Wildcat brothers and your FVSU sisters should ever stumble and fall, will you find the strength to reach down and pull them up so that you rise together? If you do so commit, then signify by stating, I will. As long as the blue and gold runs warmly through your veins, do you pledge to live your life with the highest moral and ethical standards, with purpose, professionalism, and proficiency, and to change the world for the better until your very last breath? If you do so affirm, then state, I will. From this day forth, by the words, achievements, and example, do you pledge to live as one of the enlightened and take the light in the valley into the world to lift all of humanity higher? If you do so pledge, then state, I will. Because you have affirmed your commitment to walk among the enlightened, please repeat after me. I am. Now state your name. No, say your name. Don't do that again. I am. Now state your name. A Fort Valley State University Wildcat. And excellence, scholarship, and leadership are my destiny. Overcoming obstacles is what I do best. The words give up are not in my vocabulary, and success is my way of life. I will carry the light from the valley forward forever, and never tire of holding it high, because I am a Fort Valley State University Wildcat, and I'm so glad I'm from FVSU. Congratulations, new Wildcats. We know that you will have a great academic year. We want you to continue to be safe. Wear your face covering as often as you can. And if you can, and if you have not, get vaccinated. It's the only way we know to keep our community safe. And I'm proud of those of you who are doing your best to keep this community as safe as possible. We don't want you to return home. We've done that once. We want to keep us all here. We want to keep us all safe. We want to all do the right thing. This is your community now. Take care of your community. This is your family. Take care of your family. We're leaning on each other. And Monday is coming. I want you to have a great academic year. Don't cry about yesterday. We got you. We got you. This is your home. Welcome home, Wildcats. Thank you so much.
FVSU 25, I know I might have given you all a hard time this week. Oh, watch it, watch it. But, as Dr. Jones said, this is your home. We are family. We are here not only to serve you, but we are here to serve each other. And as Mrs. Miss Cloud, said, that we are moving from success to significance, all right? At this time, I'm going to ask that everyone please stand so that we may recess to the Founders Monument for the singing of our alma mater.
put this video up. I got to call Jessica. Yeah, it's a shame. It's the beaches. I have to take him home to Jessica, so he gotta be good. That was a lifesaver.